How far will you go to avoid a terrible truth? That's the question in the Swedish thriller Unmoored. Mia Törstedt is a TV presenter whose life has been in crisis since a serious accusation was made against her college professor husband Thomas W. Gabrielson, and she is supported his denials. But when they go on holiday, she will finally confront him about it. Unmoored is the feature debut of Caroline Ingevarson and is based on the book The Living and the Dead in Winsford by prolific crime writer Håkan Nesser, and it has an intriguing Me Too-esque initial setup. Törstedt's presenter seems like the most successful one in the marriage, and she's very perceptive of coercive relationships, as we see in an early scene on her show, but she seems like she's in denial of her own. She knows this man, right? Or is she starting to see him for who he really is? Is her support for him because she genuinely thinks that he's innocent, or because he's bullying and domineering? Certainly Gabrielson's short-tempered, boorish performance doesn't leave much room for ambiguity, but it does kind of make you wonder how she ended up with him, other than he's supposedly a genius. It's all building up to that confrontation inside of a bunker, and it's here where the whole film shifts gears, not least of which because we don't initially see it at first, so it's not entirely clear what has happened. And that missing piece does provide some intrigue, but also makes this quite a hard film to review. It takes what was already a morality play and then turns it on its head, and Törstedt's excellent central performance is equal parts haunted and paranoid. Is someone following her, and is it her husband? She travels to the UK where she has an unconvincing relationship with friendly farmer Chris Hitchen, who seems to only be in the film, so there's actually one sympathetic male character in this. But the movie starts to lose its grip in the slow pacing, as the withholding of information feels like an empty trick to hold our engagement that builds more frustration than tension, not helped by some strange story choices later on, particularly an underwhelming rushed ending. It wants to be a thorny tale about right and wrong and the uncomfortable truths we try to avoid, but it just doesn't live up to the initial promise. I kind of wished it was more about where it started than where it ends up, but it switches too early.